Becca from Beccascreations, and welcome back to a brand new Sims video, guys. And today I'm doing a Star Wars build. I haven't done one before, and this one was very challenging my side as well, but I thought I'd have a go. And today, guys, I am building Rey's AT-AT's home that she lives in from Star Wars 7 in The Sims. And yes, believe it or not, AT-ATs are very difficult to make in The Sims. I had to use a lot of debug stuff in this build. It took me so long as well. I think this build took me like 5 hours to do in total. I think it paid off though. I'm really proud of this build. I think it's one of my favourite builds I've ever done, I'm not gonna lie. It just worked out so unbelievably well, so I am quite proud of myself for this one. But yeah, it was so difficult though, because the shape of an AT-AT is just really awkward. And then I also had to get lots of reference images for like Rey's sort of like little hangout inside of the AT-AT as well, and I was just, oh my god. A lot of research, a lot of painstaking placing of things. I mean, that's AT-AT. There's so many details on this thing. I got like half this video was just me placing down items, like literally. I can't even tell you how many things I use. I use like all the stuff though. I might add this. All the stuff I haven't used, like all the debug stuff I use, are all from the Star Wars pack as well. Like I literally didn't use any other Sims packs, like debug stuff, other than the Star Wars one. I was just like, at the beginning I was just like, let's just see if the Star Wars pack, I mean obviously it was going to have a few things I could use, but I wasn't sure if it would like have literally everything. So I was just like, maybe I'll just have a few bits from the Star Wars pack, like see how many of this stuff I can like reuse on this AT-AT. So I was looking at like the selection of debug stuff we have from the Star Wars pack, and surprisingly they are very, well, there's a lot I could actually use for the AT-AT, because like I said, it's an AT-AT, and obviously the Star Wars game, well, the new Star Wars game doesn't have any AT-AT like stuff in it. It's just why I didn't expect much. But I found like some really good stuff, and I was like, you know what? Wow, that was lucky. So I was going to have to trek through the whole of debug, and instead I only had to use the Star Wars section, and that was it. So I was just like, oh, that paid off. Do you know what though? This build wouldn't have looked as good as it does without these little tower things, because these tower things literally look so much like AT-AT's air legs. It's literally unbelievable. Like you guys see right now, look how accurate they are. It's like actual AT-AT legs. When I found these, I was like, oh my gosh, will this work? I don't know, but I'm going to try it out anyway. I tried it out and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. It actually works so well. And then to fit in like the bottom, because obviously there's a gap because these are meant to be buildings. Because I think these are buildings they actually use in the Star Wars land, which is quite handy. Well, in the game, in Batu. So I was like, let me just place these little blocks underneath, and then suddenly, what? There's a leg now. Like I literally just made like a building turn into like a leg in like a weird sort of way, and I was like, I was surprisingly happy about how this turned out. So I wasn't sure if it looked kind of naff, but then after a while when I got used to it, I was like, you know what? With these blocks underneath it does look a lot like a leg. So yeah, I was pretty proud of myself. I was like, oh my gosh, this works out so well. I think the hardest part, to be honest, of this build was the actual, well, the outside was a lot of fun. I honestly had so much fun doing the outside. I was just like, hey, this looks like an AT-AT part. Oh, this bit looks like an AT-AT part. But I think the bit I struggled the most with, surprisingly, was the inside. Even though I have references for the inside, because I found this cool, like, image diagram which shows, like, where all the stuff is located in Rey's sort of house. But I found the inside really difficult because, in the actual film, Rey only uses a really tiny part of the AT-AT, because all the other part is all mechanics, obviously. But I can't like mechanic a building very well, so I had so much space. So I had to literally, for the sake of making it close to the film, I had to literally cut like a tiny portion out of the big huge building to make it look like the other parts of the building was full of metal, because like I said, it is a piece of machinery. And also there's another problem as well, because obviously in the film Rey is very poor in number 7. She can't afford food or anything. Well, she can, but she has to like scavenge and stuff, because that's literally her job. She has to scavenge to like buy things for like simple stuff like microwaves and ovens and stuff. But like she literally is so poor, so she can't afford a lot of things, so she probably can't even afford a shower or anything. So I was really struggling with how to finish this thing if she can't like afford anything, because yeah, it's like, how do I do this? So in the end I decided, you know what, even though the AT-AT is this like big destructive thing that the Empire used for a war, I'm like, you know what, they must have had a bathroom on this thing, right? Surely. So if you're going to be trekking around in the woods for so long, I mean, surely you might need some sort of like a bathroom in it. So I was like, you know what? Even though it's implied that Ray pees on the floor to go to the toilet or like a bucket or something, I was like, you know what? I feel bad for her, and also we need a proper bathroom because it's The Sims, and your sim will cry if they don't have a real toilet. So I was like, you know what? The way I'm going to get around this is I'm just going to say this bathroom was always here. The Empire needed like toilets so they could like do their stuff if they're on a long trekking journey through the woods in their little ATAT thing. So I was like, you know what, maybe Ray was very lucky and it was actually a remainders of like a bathroom from the First Order already in the ATAT. So I let it, so that's why there's like a black colour scheme in the bathroom in particular, because that was kind of already there. Then stuff that is like really run down and like looks like someone bought with like their own money, they're all the stuff Ray bought herself. So she had to buy herself her own bed, she had to buy herself like lots of the stuff. Like she was very lucky with the bathroom. But majority of stuff she had to buy herself with her credits. Another thing as well, which I kind of implied that the First Order used this as a house instead of a walk-in killing machine. I also, for the second floor, I had no idea what to do. Because it was just so empty, and Ray literally only has one floor in the film, but I needed the second floor in this build to make it look like it was 3D, obviously. But I didn't want to like leave it empty, so my compromise was, why don't I make the second floor of the ATAT like a First Order base? Not fun. I think it's the Empire base, isn't it? It's from the first Star Wars war. So I was like, why don't I make it like an Empire base where they can like, I'd imagine inside the ATAT, we only see the parts, well, the shooty parts in it, when they just jump in the ATAT's head and then use that to shoot stuff. I'm like, you know what? Maybe though, when the people at the front are using all the shooting stuff, there are also more Empire people on the inside, like trying to track down the resistance. Because you can't just walk out there and go, "Where's the resistance?" I don't know. Like if they're like an actual like scanning and stuff actually in the ATAT, they can actually track them. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a First Order old base sort of thing up here. So yeah, basically, but obviously Ray doesn't know where it is, because if she did, then she would have sold all this stuff ages ago and be like rich, because like all this stuff is like really expensive. All the stuff the First Order use, like they had like there's like literally droids and everything up there. So I was like, yes, Ray'd be rich if she sold all this stuff. So obviously, Ray has no idea about the second floor, but I'm giving the Sims an option to go up there so they can explore it. But the second option is kind of primarily just as like an old sort of pass, I guess. So that's what all that floor is about. So I was like, I need to put something up here. So I was trying to use my Star Wars knowledge to conquer something. But wait, guys, for like the little shooty stuff, I actually was really happy that the tool mods could help me on that. Because that is a cool mod, guys, that you can literally just rotate and just change the object as much as you can, like as much as you want to. Now it's really helpful for like little shooty bits, because in the image I was looking at, the ATAT still had its like guns at the front still, and I was like, I'm not sure how to fit this on. So luckily though, like I said, the tool mod came in very handy. Honestly, one of the hardest parts about the outside of the ATAT was the covering of the like actual ATAT on the sides, because there's only so many like objects you can use to cover up this ATAT. So I was running out of objects at this point, so I was just kind of going in. I made sure to have lots of wire everywhere to make it look like this thing was like unplugged and stuff, and it was like charging or something, I don't know. I'll just put a few rocks down as well. I've also got like an actual like scavenger like metal rack thing with like some droids and stuff on. I found it in like the debug bit for the Star Wars pack, and I was like it's an actual like scavenger trolley, and I was like, oh my gosh, Ray's a scavenger. She would need to have this sort of trolley thing to carry and sell this stuff. So I was like, I am 100% putting this in this outside of this build. So then like it looks like it's actually been lived in by Ray herself. Because of course you'd need one of those like little rack things to drag all her droids on and stuff. So yeah, the Star Wars pack came in so helpful. Like I literally didn't use any other packs for this build. But the good thing as well with this is that if you guys only have the Star Wars pack and the base game, you guys can download this build completely fine. And if you guys want to download it, it's on the gallery under my name, Beccascreations. So I hope you guys enjoy it if you guys download it. It's really awkward though, because on the gallery, the Sims chose a really awkward shot, like thumbnail shot, so it probably looks kind of terrible on the gallery, like what the build looks like from the head. But believe me, it looks a lot better. If I could choose like my screenshot, that would be so good. It's like I would do like the overview of like the app, but obviously you can't do that. It's really cool as well because I also use this like circular mechanism thing, which isn't even debug, by the way. And I use that as like the little entry point into the attack. So I know for sure in like episode 6, Chewbacca goes in one of these, or like an Ewok, and they jump in from the top. And I was like, that needs to be there, I feel. So I put that in the back as well. Some of this stuff isn't even debugged. That's how good the Star Wars debug stuff is for this build. I mean, I was hoping there was going to be some good stuff in the Star Wars bit, obviously. It's a Star Wars build, but I just came in super dang lucky not needing to use literally any other packs at all. Like, I was just luck, that was. You always need to get something from a different pack just to, like, you know, help out a bit. But look, I didn't need to spend hours going down debug. Yay! That does take quite a while. It's just a lot easier with the expandable catalog mod though. That is definitely quite helpful. So thank you to Twisted Bexy for that. That was very helpful for this build. Anyways, though, I think I've done a lot of explaining now, a lot of talking. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy the build. And yeah, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.